coronavirus cases in Maryland climbed by more than 700, surpassing 86,000. And we're seeing the most daily deaths reported in more than a month. Now, Governor Hogan is now taking new action to try and prevent the spread. He says restrictions won't be lifted anytime soon. He's actually tightening the state mask mandate. And WJZ is live once again this morning. Amy Kawada has the latest on the governor's new orders. Amy.
Good morning, Max. The governor also issued a travel advisory for certain hotspot states to our south and west, and also advises against personal and business travel. So if you've been traveling recently, you're urged to get a test right away and quarantine.
It is not a guarantee that we're not going to be in bad shape in the fall or in the months to come.
Governor Larry Hogan says hospitalizations have risen 28% in the past 2 weeks in Maryland, and he'll pause further reopenings, but he's not rolling anything back.
Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and others, they didn't follow our plan when deciding when to open, and they don't have to follow our plan when deciding what to close. They get to do what they want.
Hogan issued a travel advisory asking Marylanders not to travel to 9 states, including Florida, along with an expanded mask order requiring masks indoors and outside when you cannot social distance. It starts Friday. The governor says 44% of those who recently tested positive attended a family gathering, 23% attended house parties, and 21% attended outdoor events.
Even I am guilty of this. I had my daughters and son-in-laws and 4 grandkids over, sitting in a room, watching movies with the kids without masks.
1 in 4 of those who tested positive are in the healthcare industry.
These folks are obviously the heroes and are on the front lines every day in a very risky job.
And the surprise announcement, Deputy Health Secretary Fran Phillips is retiring, a prominent voice during the pandemic. She'll continue to advise the state.
We can put ourselves in control of this virus. What we choose to do today will save lives and will keep Maryland strong.
And Dr. Jinlene Chan, who's currently the Assistant Secretary of Health, will take over Dr. Phillips' duties. Reporting live this morning, I'm Amy Kawada for WJZ.
Amy, thank you. Many schools are going virtual this fall. The Maryland Food Bank is working hard to ensure everyone is fed. So online learning means losing access to school meals. So the food bank is working to come up with new programs for the anticipated spike in food insecure families. Feeding America says since this all started, nearly 1 million Marylanders are struggling with hunger. The Maryland Fleet Week and Air Show usually takes over the Inner Harbor every September, but this year it's going to be virtual. Organizers say it's too hard to manage the big event and keep everyone safe. It'll be held the 8th through the 11th. Voters are looking ahead to November, and more polling places opt out of opening for in-person voting. So state leaders and other organizations want Governor Hogan to use mail-in ballots instead. Of the more than 1,600 polling places across the state, 123 have already opted out of operation for Election Day. Many chief judges are just not willing to interact with the public.
I consider serving in the polling place to be my patriotic duty, and I love doing it. But I will not volunteer for an unnecessary suicide mission.
In the midst of the public health crisis, it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to make up for the election judge shortfall.
Sending mail-in ballots to every registered voter in Maryland will cost about $5.5 million less than sending out applications and ballots to those who need them. The governor says he supports mail-in ballots but wants polling places to be open too.